In this video, I will explain P2P networks. In the second module, we started with the difference between client-server architecture and P2P architecture and various protocols working under client-server architecture is also being discussed. Then, what are the advantages of P2P architecture? The first and main advantage is there is no need of a server, and so the responsibility of the server is shared between peers. Arbitrary end systems directly communicate each other. Then peer request services from other peers and provide services in return to other peers. The peers are intermittently connected and change IP addresses. The drawback of P2P is it is complex to manage. We shall discuss in detail how the P2P networks work. The internet users ready to share the resources become peers. An interested peer can connect itself to the network and download files. After a peer downloads a file, it can make it available for other peers to download. The P2P networks are of two categories. One is centralized and another is decentralized. This figure shows the centralized architecture of a P2P. In a centralized P2P architecture, the directory system is used for maintaining the list of peers, and this part is working like a client server architecture. But downloading of files among peers is working under peer-to-peer paradigm. So this is a mixing up of client server and P2P model, and so this is also known as hybrid P2P. So the centralized P2P is having another name, hybrid P2P. In this figure, the dotted lines shows the communication of peer to the directory center, and the red lines are connecting sharing of objects. Suppose a file is requested by this particular peer. Then the peer is not directly going to its peers, but it is directly querying to the directory center that where can I get this file to download. So the directory center keeps the details of all the resources and uh, the owner of the resource or the PAs who are having the resource available with. For this purpose, the directory center is maintained. Then the query generated by the peer is uh, when reaches the query to the directory center searches its database and find the peer who is having the file with. So the IP address of the owner of the file will be given back to the peer as a reply. Then the peer can get the information or the resource from the machine or the peer where it is available. And this is how the centralized P2P works. Then a peer looking for a file sends a query to the central server. The server searches the directory and responds with an IP address of the node that have the copy of the file. Then the peer contacts one of the nodes and download it. The same file may be available with multiple peers. So any one of the node can be selected by the peer and it can download the file. The directory of this directory server is constantly updating. It is updating when the new peers are joining into the networks and when some of the peers are leave away from the network. Then the drawback of this is that each of the peers are directly accessing to the directory service center for uh, the information where the file is available with. So this will generate a huge number of queries to the central server, and this will increase the traffic and slow down the entire system. Then another disadvantage is if a single point of failure it may lose the directory and the entire system may go into a hang situation. Now, P2P decentralized method. In a decentralized P2P network, it does not depend on a centralized directory system. In this model, the peers arrange themselves into an overlay network, which is a logical network made up of upon the physical network. Depending on how the nodes in the overlay network are linked, it may be of two types, that is, either structured or unstructured. In unstructured P2P network, the nodes are linked randomly. A search in an unstructured P2P is not very efficient. The resources may be placed at any node, and the network topology is also arbitrary, and the growth is spontaneous. The unstructured P2P is modified into a structured P2P network, so the resource location is simplified and load balancing is also simplified, and it is defined based on a set of rules to link the nodes, so the query can be effectively and efficiently resolved. The most common technique used for this purpose is distributed hash table DHT. BitTorrent is an example of structured P2P networks, and Nutella is an example of unstructured P2P networks. Thank you.